In the skies over the Pacific during World War II, one aircraft came to symbolize both the brilliance and the fatal flaws of Japan's air power, the Mitsubishi G4M, known to the Allies as the Betty, and more infamously as the Flying Lighter. Why that nickname? Because once this bomber was hit, it went up in flames like a torch. Yet despite its vulnerabilities, the G4M was one of the most important aircraft of Imperial Japan's Navy, responsible for some of the most dramatic moments of the Pacific War. In this video, we'll uncover the full story behind the G4M, its revolutionary design, its tragic weaknesses, and its lasting legacy in aviation history. The story begins in the late 1930s. Japan's Naval Air Command needed a new long-range bomber, one capable of striking enemy fleets and bases far from the homeland, without relying on aircraft carriers. Mitsubishi's chief engineer, Kiro Honjo, led the project, developing a bomber that prioritized range over everything else. To achieve that range, every gram mattered. Engineers removed armor plating and, crucially, self-sealing fuel tanks, a fatal compromise. The result was a sleek, lightweight aircraft powered by two Mitsubishi Mk4A Kasei 14-cylinder radial engines. The G4M could carry heavy loads, including the deadly Type 91 aerial torpedo, and featured a distinctive cylindrical fuselage that made it aerodynamic and fuel-efficient. Its range exceeded 2,800 kilometers, almost double that of many Western bombers of the era. The G4M made its first flight in 1939, entering service in April 1941, just months before Japan launched its surprise offensives across the Pacific. Its first major triumph came in December 1941, when G4M and G3M bombers from the Imperial Japanese Navy struck the British warships HMS Prince of Wales and HMS Repulse off the coast of Malaya. In less than 2 hours, both ships were sunk, the first time in history that capital warships were destroyed entirely by air power while maneuvering at sea. That stunning victory proved Japan's naval aviation was a force to be feared. The G4M quickly became the backbone of Japan's long-range bombing fleet, launching deep strikes across the Pacific, from the Philippines to Australia, even bombing the town of Catherine in 1942. But that same year, the G4M's fatal flaw was exposed. During the brutal Guadalcanal campaign, the bombers faced fierce opposition from American F-4F Wildcats and ground-based anti-aircraft guns. Their lack of armor and unprotected fuel tanks turned every hit into an inferno. In one raid in August 1942, 18 out of 23 G4Ms were shot down, a devastating loss that revealed just how vulnerable they were. The Allies began calling the aircraft the Flying Lighter, or the Flying Cigar, because once hit, it burned uncontrollably, fueled by aviation gas stored in its wings without protection. Mitsubishi tried to fix these flaws with the G4M2 variant, adding self-sealing fuel tanks and heavier defensive guns, but the improvements came too late to reverse its reputation or reduce losses. One of the G4M's most infamous moments came in April 1943 during Operation Vengeance. A formation of American P-38 Lightning fighters intercepted and shot down a G4M carrying Admiral Yamamoto, the mastermind behind the attack on Pearl Harbor. His death dealt a severe psychological blow to Japan's military leadership and marked the symbolic decline of Japan's dominance in the air. By 1944, Japan's air superiority was gone. As the war turned desperate, the G4M found a new, tragic role, carrying Yokosuka MYX-7 Oka manned bombs, essentially flying suicide weapons designed to destroy Allied ships. But because of the G4M's poor survivability, most of these missions ended before reaching their targets. The bombers were easy prey for American fighters. In the final days of the war, the G4M took on one last peaceful duty. In August 1945, two unarmed, white-painted G4Ms bearing green crosses transported Japanese envoys to negotiate the terms of surrender, a haunting bookend to the aircraft's violent legacy. In total, over 2,400 G4Ms were built between 1941 and 1945. None survive intact today, only fragments displayed in museums across Japan and the United States. The G4M story is one of innovation born from desperation, a technological masterpiece that achieved what seemed impossible for its time, but at a terrible cost to those who flew it. It remains a powerful symbol of the balance between performance and protection, and a cautionary tale about the trade-offs of wartime engineering. The Mitsubishi G4M, fast, far-reaching, and fatally fragile, truly earned its nickname, the Flying Lighter. If you enjoyed learning about this legendary aircraft and its impact on World War II, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Military Power TV, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the machines that changed the course of history.